Okay, y'all, we made it to Corbin, Kentucky. Just left Lexington this morning, stayed overnight on our way to the house, Western North Carolina. But you can't drive by Corbin without stopping at Sonny's BBQ. So
that's right.
We've been here before. It's a disclaimer. We've been in here plenty of times. They probably know us. But we're going to add this to the list, and we're going to go in here and do a little sample. And we're going to try to act like we ain't never been here, but we have. We'll see you in a little bit. Okay, y'all, we had some Sonny's barbecue in Corbin, Kentucky. Now, like I said earlier,
we've been there before.
We've been to Corbin, Kentucky,
wow.
In that Sonny's just about every time we drive by there, which is every time we go back to Indiana, back and forth. And let's just say we've been in the place and we know what it's like. And we know it's really good, or we wouldn't keep going. So, the reason I said that is because on this trip, one of the kind of sort of rules was that we were trying to stay away from any chain restaurant barbecue place, because we wanted to find authentic hometown barbecue that has one, or just maybe they got 1, 2, or 3 locations locally. So that's kind of what we did. But Sonny's is a chain restaurant, which causes a chain effect. That's what I call it.
Yeah.
A chain effect. I call it the chain effect, which means whoever starts the barbecue joint, whoever has really good barbecue and really knows how to cook it, and they get a lot of customers, and then they open 1 or 2 or 3 more stores in the area. I think that's a good thing to do, as long as you can cook the same way and the pit masters do the same. But once you get corporate people involved, then you got to start mass producing some stuff. Mm-hmm. And once you start mass producing stuff, I think it changes the quality. It changes the quality of your food. Now, we know that Sonny's is pretty dang good barbecue. So they've been able to become a chain and make really good barbecue.
Because they do, as far as I know, they still cook the meat on site.
Right. They still train people to learn how to cook, and they all have their cookers.
And they just do it all the same way.
They do it, but they have a certain way to do it, and they train people to do it the same. So what they're trying to do, and they're doing a pretty good job, is make it the same everywhere you go in Sonny's. It's not like different. One's better than the other. So, having said all that, we ordered the sampler, which comes with what?
Pulled pork.
Pulled pork.
A chicken quarter.
Chicken leg quarter, which is the first time we've come across that.
Ribs. And brisket.
And some brisket.
And 2 sides.
Coleslaw, macaroni and cheese. So that's what we ordered, and so we tried it. And I will say this right off the bat. It's a good thing that we've been there a bunch of times before.
Yeah. Because
every single time we go there, the ribs are good. We usually get wings when we're there.
And we usually get
the pulled pork
sandwich.
If we get it to go on the road and we don't have time to stop, we'll at least stop and get a pulled pork sandwich and roll with it. It's always good.
Yep.
Like really good, no complaints. However, this time we went in there and got the sampler platter, and the brisket tasted good, but it was kind of dried out.
I don't know if it was cooked too fast.
What I think was, you get a whole brisket, right, and you start slicing it. Well, one end of the brisket is thicker than the other. And I think and when you smoke a brisket, that end will get dried out a little bit more than the main thick part. I think that's probably the case.
We got the
thinner end of the brisket.
Still good flavor.
Still good
good texture.
Yeah, just dried out.
Yeah.
I guarantee if we go back there and get some more brisket, it won't be dried out.
And their barbecue sauce is always good.
Yeah, they got a plethora of barbecue. They got hot. They got the original sauce. They got a smoky sweet sauce, which has a little bit of zing to it. And they got, I think they got a just a regular sweet one.
Yeah, there's
and
original, there's sweet,
one.
There's smoky,
Yeah.
and then there's hot.
Yeah, and they're all good. I've had them all. I usually get the original because it's the best one for me. And so we ate the chicken. The chicken was pretty good.
Was good.
It was nice and juicy. Of course, had the bone in it, so that's, I think eating meat with the bone in it makes it taste better too. And so we ate the chicken. She ate the drumstick. I ate the rest of it, and it was pretty good chicken. I would order the chicken again for sure. If you're traveling and you see Sonny's, go in and get you some chicken. So thumbs up for the chicken. The ribs. Usually the ribs are really, really, really good ribs.
I thought they were good.
They weren't bad ribs today. You know, earlier, one other time we were at a different place a couple days ago, I said something about the bark on the meat and how having bark on the meat is good.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a fine line between having bark on the meat and just flat out burning the rub or the sauce on the outside of, and these particular ribs we got today, which have never been like this before, I think they crossed the line a little bit. It went from barking to burning. Just a little bit. Just the outer surface, the all of the sauce they had on there, and they burned the bark. I guess that's the best way to put it. But the meat tasted good, and it was still tender, and they just burned the bark, which, you know, some people like burnt hot dogs flavor or burnt toast flavor, but burnt ribs, no, the burnt flavor on ribs is not what you're looking for.
And then their sides, mac and cheese was
macaroni and cheese
really
is always excellent at Sonny's. It's basic, creamy, thick cheese on some nice noodles, and the coleslaw. It was a creamy coleslaw that was good. Once again, the chain effect comes into play with the sides, because you know that they're ordering these sides in bulk. They're not. I highly doubt they're making them in house,
right,
like a regular barbecue joint would make their own or whatever they're doing. So that's the problem with chain. There's a lot of chain barbecue joints that are really good barbecue and they're really good to eat, but they're not the same as the pit masters that just start up the one restaurant and they're making all of their own food.
But the pulled pork was as good as it always
Pulled
is.
pork is always
it was really good.
Pulled pork is always good. So I'm gonna give them 4 stars for this trip, but they really are a 4.5 star barbecue joint. So go to Sonny's if you see Sonny's. They're all over the South, and they're except for where we live, but they're in Kentucky and Florida. I know that much. So Sonny's, where are we gonna put them on the rating list? Even though they're gonna put an asterisk next to them because they're a chain restaurant, but they're still good enough to be on it. You want to go first?
I think
Pam's ratings.
I'm gonna put Sonny's. It's terrible. I want Sonny's to be top of the list because we love it.
Well, yeah.
But I
they're
think
not top of the list, are they?
No. I think it's got to go in like number 8.
Ahead of Whole Hog?
Yeah.
Wow. So you want Sonny's on your list? Sonny's going to be 8, which bumps Whole Hog down to 9, Rendezvous down to 10, and Sugar's 11. Rendezvous in Memphis is the 10 for you.
That's what we said before, is they're all so good.
World famous.
And you've got
Rendezvous.
to pick where they all go. I'm just looking at the list and I go, well, which place would I choose this over? And that's how I'm picking it.
So here's what I'm gonna do. My ranking, I'm gonna put Sonny's on my rankings, I'm also going to put them in front of Whole Hog. But I have Whole Hog number 9.
Yeah.
And Sugar's Ribs number 10. So that means Sonny's will be number 8. Is that correct?
No. Sonny's will be number 9.
Sonny's will be number 9.
Behind Rendezvous.
Sonny's will be number 9 behind Rendezvous.
Yep.
I just can't put Sonny's barbecue behind Rendezvous because Rendezvous is world famous, great barbecue. They just got a lot of other barbecues in front of them on my list. So that's where they are. Sonny's
this is all about our taste.
I know, this is our ranking, it's our opinion, and y'all are welcome to disagree with it. And
we can only judge on the day we were there.
Yeah, on the time we were there and how it came out and this and that and whatever. So yeah. All right, so that's 11. We got 11 down. This is day 11. So stay tuned for day 12. We're going to be in Knoxville, a place called Archer's Barbecue. And Archer's also has multiple locations, but I think there's like 5 different locations.
Right
but
here in Knoxville.
They're all in Knoxville.
Yep.
So stay tuned for when we get to Knoxville and go to Archer's Barbecue. See how they do. We'll see y'all then.